Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Sling Hope. And I got a personal story this time to share with y'all. And I'm going to really share the untold VC story. It's not really untold, but, I'm going to give a little more details as to why I am not Crip anymore, right? And, yeah, so I'm going to give y'all, like, a compact story of how this shit came to be what it was. And I'm doing this again. A lot of my stories is fragmented between interviews with other people, but I just want to give y'all the gist of what was really going on around the time, and hopefully nobody else got to go through the type of shit that I went through. Trying to be in the streets and trying to be involved, especially dealing with older men, right, who don't got your best interest. So that's the whole point of me just kind of like showing y'all a glimpse, showing y'all a picture of what it was really like, of what we really went through. And I hope that people take heed, man. That people really take heed to the shit that is going on out there in the streets. That shit is no joke. So anyway, boom. So let me get started. It started one day when we went to go get a firearm. So my little man's, one time we bought a firearm. My little man's bought a firearm. He got his first piece. And then I remember he showed it to his cousin. And when he showed it to his cousin was like, "What the fuck you doing with this?" So he took the firearm from his cousin, right? From my little man's. So what we did was, his cousin took the gun from him and he said he sold it. So we came up with a plan. We were trying to tell my little man's like, "Yo, go tell your cousin that you found somebody to buy it." But then his cousin told him that he sold it. He lied to him. Then later on, he came back and said, "Look, I didn't sell it. I still got it." So he said, so we was like, "All right, we're going to give you $100 for it. We're going to pull up, give you $100 for it. And you're going to give us the bread back later on, and we're going to hold the shit for you." And he was like, "All right, cool." So that was the plan. I only had $70. This just show you how we was broke. We was running around broke, young teenagers. We didn't really have no bread like that. So I had $70, and we needed 30 more to go get the gun. You feel me? So the dude that I ended up shooting later on, we're gonna call him Ratatouille just for the sake of the video. So my other man's hit up Ratatouille, and he was like, "Yo, we trying to, like, we was trying to bust this move." So Ratatouille was like, "Yeah, I got 30. So boom, Ratatouille pulls up. Mind you, this had nothing to do with Ratatouille. But my man's just trying to get the gun. He hit up Ratatouille. So Ratatouille pull up, and we go get the gun. We come back to the block. Now we stash it. I stashed the gun, right? So, because I had it the whole time. So Ratatouille comes up to me. He was like, "Yo, where the gun at?" And I was like, "Bro, I put it up." So he's like, "Nah, let me see. I want to go test it." I'm like, "Nah, bro, nah." And I was like, "Yo, the hood is hot." So he was like, "Bro, I want to test it. Like, whatever." So I'm just like, "All right, whatever." So I go get it. I give it to him. Ratatouille walks down the block. No, so he walks down the block. And then like a few minutes later, I seen like the police lights over there, right? So I'm waiting because they were supposed to come back and put it up, right? So I'm waiting on the block for mad long. So then after a while, I was like, let me go check what's going on. So I go down the block. When I go down the block, I see a little dude, and he tell me like, "Yo, I just seen Ratatouille with the gun out. So I think they went to go handle some business." Right? So mind you, this kid got no reason to lie. He don't got whatever. So I'm like, damn, why they had the gun out? So now we realize they got locked up. So we calling the precinct. We trying to, like, cause they're not picking up their phone. So now we like, damn, they got locked up. So long story short, at the precinct, allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly, I believe this shit, but at the precinct, they said, my other mans got locked up with him. It was 3 of my mans that got locked up, and there was another random dude. So at the precinct, one of my mans, he was a juvenile. He got removed from the room with the other dudes, and they kept the other dudes. They said Ratatouille. My mans told me that when they removed Ratatouille, he told them it was my other man's gun. The police came back and said, "Yo, your man's beat you to it." He was talking about Ratatouille. He was like, "Yo, your man's beat you to it. He said it was your gun." So he was like, "What?" So mind you, if everybody gets locked up and they don't find the firearm on nobody, everybody's gonna get processed with the firearm till the ballistics come back, till the fingerprints, or till the ballistics come back, unless somebody says, "Yo, that's his gun." You understand what I'm saying? So it was clear that some funny shit happened, right? So because my man's was the only one that got hit, my man's that didn't have the gun, he got hit with the gun charge, and Ratatouille He only had a domestic violence warrant. Right? This is what he went to Rikers Island for. So boom. After that, my man's called me and he told me what happened. He was like, yo, this dude just told me, bro, I can't believe this shit. So I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. So it makes sense. I understand this shit. Boom. Because Ratatouille threw the gun on the floor and the police came, allegedly. So the police locked everybody up around it. So how is it that only my man's getting hit with the gun if you so-called didn't tell, right? So everybody got on there was no paperwork, and it's ways to tell without paperwork, without writing a statement, like, which is what a lot of people don't seem to understand, but whatever. So this was the story. My man's called me, he told me, yo, this was what happened. So exactly, I got locked up exactly 10 days after this whole situation. 10 days, right? This happened like on the 15th. I got locked up on like a 25th, right? So whatever. So I started telling people in the hood, like, yeah, Ratatouille told, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gave him the gun. Like, so I didn't see him get locked up, but I gave him the gun. I walked down the block, little dude told me Ratatouille had the gun. Then they telling me at the precinct, this is what happened. It makes sense to me, right? So funny thing is, I'm telling everybody, I'm like, yo, this dude is a rat. So a lot of dudes was like, oh, word. I'm saying Ratatouille had a reputation, so a lot of people they wasn't bold. They didn't have the guts. And they didn't really know what's going on. Also, I get it. A lot of people are not gonna call nobody no rat unless there's paperwork. I get it. To me, it makes sense. So Ratatouille brother pulls up on me and he was like, so before that, once I realized this is what it is, like it's confirmed, right? Whatever, how I felt. We went and we took Ratatouille's dirt bike because it was lit. We just felt like it was lit, and the dirt bike was something that he kind of, it was an asset. It helped him. It gave him leverage when it came to battle and war. So we took it, you know what I'm saying? We took it and we was just like, you're not gonna be rolling up on us on the dirt bike. So we was thinking we was going ahead with what we was going ahead with. So Ratatouille brother pulls up on me and he's like, yo, I'm hearing rumors about my brother's a rat or whatever, XYZ. And I'm like, yeah, bro. He said, I want to hear the story from who was there. Like, I don't want to hear it from people speculating. So I told him what I knew. I was like, I had the gun. I gave it to your brother. He walked down the block, got knocked. The other homeboys was there. I told him whatever I knew. And his brother said it himself. He said, I'm not even going to lie. I've been locked up too. I already know how that shit work. He was like, this shit sound fishy as fuck. But he told me, but I don't believe my brother telling. I was like, oh, okay. He said, it's not even about no brother shit. He was like, because at the end of the day, a rat is a rat, family or not. He gave me this whole bullshit ass speech. Because later on, when it came down to it, you didn't uphold your bargain like you claim you were a rat is a rat. You didn't do that. But anyway, so I told him what happened. He was just like, all right, I feel you. It do sound fishy. But he was like, oh, my brother gonna be home soon. And he gonna deal with you some shit or deal with y'all. He said some weird shit like that, right? And then he said, but yo, I don't appreciate y'all stealing from my brother, so I want the dirt bike. So I was like, okay. So he was like, I'm gonna come tomorrow look for the dirt bike. If the dirt bike not there, he said, I'm gonna shoot whoever got it in the face. So I was like, oh, this dude showed up threatening us. Oh, really? What you gonna do? Okay. So I was like, okay, which was whatever, man. But anyway, this is what the man told me. I was just like, all right, cool. So we looked forward to seeing this man tomorrow. We really did. So anyway, when the next day came, Ratatouille got out. So Ratatouille got out, and he pulled up to my house. Ain't shit to talk about. At least that's how I felt. I don't know what he felt like, but I felt like ain't shit to talk about. You told, like, that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So he pulled up to my house or whatever, and then whatever, we didn't see each other, and then we seen each other in the streets. So, and then boom, shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing was this. It was a few people there that night of the shooting, right? There was a few people there when it went down, when it happened. The funny thing is this. I got locked up like about 2 or 3 days later after the shooting. But when I looked at my paperwork, initially, before Ratatouille told on me from the hospital bed, right? When I looked at my paperwork, it said that the day of the shooting, somebody that was there spoke to the police, and they told the police my nickname and where I lived. Not exactly like the building and the number and stuff, but they told them like where I lived, what development, and they told them my nickname. So somebody already had given something up to the police, right? To this day, I don't know who did it. I don't know who it was, but I'm just letting you that I know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody sent my nickname and they said the development to the police, right? So because I seen that on my paperwork and I still have my paperwork. So this is what happened initially. Then this dude tells on me from a hospital bed, right? So this is crazy because this whatever. But he tells on me, I get locked up, I go to jail. While I'm in jail, the rumor is that I shot this dude over the dirt bike. This is the crazy thing. Nobody said anything about the snitch stuff. Nobody said it. Like, these dudes was covering the truth. They literally said I shot him over the dirt bike. So the higher ups was looking at us like, oh, these little dudes is bugging the fuck out. Like, you know, it looks crazy. I'm not even gonna hold you. That shit sounds crazy as fuck. Like if I was a top dog and I heard little dudes, whatever. So this was the story. The story was that we shot this dude over a dirt bike. So fast forward, this is what everybody was running around with in the hood. So they was looking at us like we transgressed, we violated, we ain't have no right. And then even when like the whole snitch stuff started to come out, people said that nobody gave me the go ahead, nobody gave us the permission, nobody, you know, all of this higher ups talk, right? So anyway, the dude kept denying that he told. He kept denying that he told. He kept denying that he told. And you know, his brother was aiding him and protecting him. And you know, this was just the story. And for so long, and the reason I'm telling the story because for so long, nobody knew my story. For so long, nobody knew what really happened. For so long, this shit was under wraps. You understand? So now that I got a voice and I got a platform, it's not just for my story to get out to the ears that should have been heard this, but it's also for other people to realize and follow me through the shit that happened, the deceit, the backdoor and shit, all of this crazy shit. So anyway, I'm in jail now. I'm in jail now with my friend, my first friend, like I told him about the same dude. So now we both in jail. We both in adolescence. 10 days, this happened 10 days later after he already told on my mans. He told on me. So for a long time, before I even actually got my paperwork, this dude was running around saying, Ratatouille was running around saying he did not tell. He did not tell. He did not tell. And then eventually the paperwork came out. He could no longer deny it. He could no longer deny it. So now he got bold. Now Ratatouille pulled up and he was telling people like, yeah, I told. What's up? I'm saying he got on some gangster shit. And you know, nobody did nothing. nobody did it for Crip. Like I did it for Crip. Nobody did that. Because I told my man that I was locked up with, I told him the same shit at one point. I said, yo, bro, if it would have been the other way around, if Ratatouille called me and told me that you had told on him, I would have clapped you, homie, on some real shit. I would have clapped you. And my man was like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, that's not crazy, bro. We part of an organization. This is all this shit is about. I don't got nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? It's business. So I told him that. I said, yo, bro, if he would have gave me the call, I would have clapped you. So anyway, now as I'm sitting in jail, the story is I shot this man up on a dirt bike. Now the higher up saying we not Crip no more. This is exactly how I stopped being Crip. You know what I'm saying? For all of you dick riders that be talking all of this, I was scared shit and all of that crazy shit. This is how I stopped being Crip. The higher ups said we not Crip no more because we shot an OG or whatever and over a dirt bike, and they was listening to whatever stories that they was telling them. The crazy thing was this. Crazy thing is the weeks prior to all of this shit happening, there was a dispute. There was a dispute between us, right, our hood, because the organization I was a part of has a few hoods. So there was a dispute. You know, some of y'all know, some of y'all that know what happened. Y'all know we was having a DVC conversation and another conversation, right? So there was a little dispute, right? So there was some arguments, some Frank stands was thrown around on the phone, and it created a little rift. And I remember one time, Ratatouille approached us and said something about taking out the whole lineup, right? You know, the higher ups, the whole lineup. They wanted to take out the whole lineup, right? And I remember he asked me, specifically. He was like, yo, would you be willing to take out the top dog? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, in the moment, I was just like, I wasn't really thinking that deep into it, but this shit was some backdoor and deceit shit, right? So these dudes, he said, and then I said, yo, I don't even really know this dude though. So he told me, this was his response. He said, don't worry about that. My brother gonna set it up. So he made it, Ratatouille made it seem like his brother was with the shits on taking out the whole lineup. So they had a whole plan. A lot of people know about this shit. Some people, not a lot, because it was, few people. Few people know about this shit. Some people probably didn't talk about it. Some people didn't even want to like know parts. But this is some real shit, right? The deceit, bro. It was always power struggle conversations being had in the organization that I was in. And this is just, I don't think it was just my organization. I think that power trip shit just be happening all throughout these organizations, and that shit ain't worth it. So these is all the things that I sat in myself thinking about, like, yo, these dudes was really about the back door, the whole top lineup in our organization, so they could have the power. Now, again, I don't know if Ratatouille brother was in on it. We never had those conversations, but this is what Ratatouille said. So when they asked me that question, I was kind of like, damn, they want us to take out all for status. And I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. I'm just showing y'all a glimpse of what I went through. And I know countless other people who went through deceitful, backstabbing, backdooring shit. So anyway, boom. So I'm sitting in jail. This same dude they plan to backdoor. Now he telling us we ain't Crip, right? They don't even know what happened. They don't even know the whole story. They just going by whatever they told them. So I'm like, all right, cool. It is what it is. I ain't care. I ain't missing no beat. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my own thing before Crip. Crip didn't make me. I rocked the bandana. You feel me? So anyway, I was like, all right, cool. My man's on the other hand, he was like, yo, I can't see myself not being Crip. And I was like, nigga, you stupid. Like, why the fuck will we sit here and try to fight to be a part of something? They don't even fuck with us, bro. They don't even fuck with us. They started sending kites. They started sending messages for Crips to get at us, or anybody else for that matter. Like, they just started, like, they made it seem like we was in the wrong. Mind you, this is how they raised us. You know what I'm saying? So we was not about to play with you. We know what you about. We not about to play with you. This is how y'all raised us. Y'all made us this way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made us this way. And then, now that there's a situation and it's you that the problem is with, you thought we was going, you thought the wolves was going, nah, homie. That's just how the shit went. But anyway, so now we outlaws of the set. Everybody coming at us. And that's how I stopped banging. And that was cool. That was like the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And then fast forward, then I come home. The crazy thing is, I'm sending out the paperwork because I'm thinking that shit is gonna mean something. I finally got my paperwork, the statements this dude made, and I'm thinking that shit gonna mean something. You know what I'm saying? This dude, and like, yo, and this dude kept coming to court too. Like, it was crazy. He just kept coming to court. And then I remember hearing the stories from people telling me, like, how this dude was showing up to the park. Like, one time he showed up to the park and I heard he pressed dudes. He was just like, whose side y'all niggas is on? I don't know if he had a gun. I think he did. But they said he pulled up to the park and said, whose side y'all niggas is on? Nobody said we on VC and them side. Nobody said we on their side. I'm saying? After he told me, yeah, I told what's up. Nobody jumped. Nobody said nothing. Nobody did nothing. And I'm just like, wow. I'm like, wow. Shit is crazy. And this is why this shit hurts so much, homie, because I sacrificed my life for these dudes. This same dude, Ratatouille. I said this in my other video. This same dude, Ratatouille. He done slept in my house. He done been in my crib. We smashed shorties together, even though he was about like 10 years older than me. And he shouldn't have been hanging out with me. But you know what I'm saying? He was in my house. When he got shot, I was out there with my shit. Me. And the other homeboy he told on. We was out there. You know what I'm saying? So it hurt that this shit had to go down the way it did, man. That shit was crazy. And then the way that they just discarded us after all the work we put in, after all the shit we did. When we was on the hill, that was us. That wasn't them. That was us, the young dudes, the new creed. That was us. Ratatouille started hanging out with us. And I just made the video talking about people will come and take credit of your shit. And that's basically what it started to look like. It started to look like he put us together and he was leading us. And that's not even what was going on. We was doing our own thing on the hill. And he came and started hanging out with us. You know what I'm saying? This is what was happening. So, fast forward, when I come home, and dudes is like telling me, dudes is smiling in my face. They're like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up, Vic? Yo, what's good? And now they trying to tell me, oh, yo, you should fuck with us again. You should turn Crip. Like, I was looking at them like, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Like they had the audacity to look me in my face after you sat back, let me do 7 years, and Ratatouille was fucking coming around, and y'all ain't do what y'all was supposed to do after y'all had the paperwork. You didn't do what was right, and you got the nerve to come to my face and look me in my eyes and tell me you was on my team all along? That you was riding for me, for the truth, that you was riding for Crip? And you ain't do, nobody partook, nobody did anything to make shit right? Dudes just telling me go to trial, he not gonna come, he not going this, he not going that. Like, and nobody did nothing? Man, these dudes was crazy. These dudes was crazy to look me in my face and told me they was on my side all along, when I know of the stories of son coming to the park and pressing dudes and asking them whose side y'all on, and nobody said a peep. Dudes was taking pictures. I'm sitting in a cell. Dudes is taking pictures. Dudes is taking pictures with somebody you know. You man, this shit is crazy, homie. Crazy. And then Ratatouille was still running around in the streets trying to clap my mans. Like he was, yo, you can't beat these dudes. You can't. That's why I don't want no problems with them. I'm like this. I don't want no problem. Leave me the fuck alone. Please. Please. Cause we see the shit y'all on. Leave me the fuck alone. But the whole point of this shit, again, I know to some people it's redundant, but I just want to. And you know what's funny? One of the things the older dudes used to do too, they used to take little homies' guns. You feel me? So I think this is probably what he was trying to do that night. When he was like, "Yo, give me the gun." He probably was gonna try to take the gun from us, cause this is just the shit that they used to do. They used to friendly extort the young homies. Man, this is the shit that they used to do. I told y'all this in another video. You know, they always came around, yo, let me hold a bag of weed. If you sold drugs, they was always asking for drugs. If they knew you had a gun. Another time, one of my OGs, he tried to he was like, oh, he found out I had a piece, you feel me? And he was like, yo, let's go get it. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to get it. I want to try it out. And like, so I'm trying to manhunt. Like, I'm just like, nah, bro, we're not doing that. I'm saying, but this is what they used to try to do. Friendly extortion shit. Dudes trying to smash your girl on the low. Fucking your baby mom. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of sleazeball, grind ball shit that these motherfuckers was doing. They was doing it to each other. This is why when we was on the hill doing our own thing, the younger dudes, because all of these dudes was older, when the younger dudes, we never fought each other. I always stress, like, we not going to fight each other. The older dudes, they used to fight each other all the time. And then that shit brews animosity. People feel some type of way. People be having old animosity depending on who loses, who wins. That's why I never really liked that shit. When we was doing our own thing, we was like, nah, homie. And I'm not saying our own thing like we was separated. We was just the younger crew. You know what I'm saying? We was young. We was teenagers. Them motherfuckers was grown. We wanted to hang around teenagers. So we was doing teenage shit. But anyway, shit was crazy, homie. I came home. Dude's trying to offer me status. Dude's trying to tell me to be... How can I be part of this? You didn't even do what you were supposed to do. You didn't even uphold the code. This is what goes on a lot of times in this shit, man. They are selective with who they're gonna enforce the code on and who they not gonna enforce the code on. This is the shit that is happening in these so-called streets. People let dudes rap. You know how many of these older dudes be on the internet having paperwork from 2000, from 2005, from 99, they just be stashing it, holding it out till when they get in an argument with another homie, and then they'll expose them, and they'll be like, nigga, you told in 98. Fuck was you quiet about this shit all this time? There's a lot of that shit going on. A lot of dudes keeping snitching on the low. That's why today, like, when people be trying to tell me, oh, this person, you know this person snitch, okay, fuck is you telling me for? See, because I jumped out the window before. I was stupid. I was young. If I would have known motherfuckers was going to mind their fucking business, I would have mind my fucking business too. Real shit. Real shit. If I would have known motherfuckers was going to mind their business while I was sitting in a fucking cell, I would have minded my fucking business too. And this is just some of the things that goes on, man. I don't want to really get too descriptive with the details. It's going to be in my book, though. Book coming soon. I'm going to let y'all know. But real shit, man. This is real shit. So, and then, you know, and then one time I got into an argument with one of these dudes, and he was like, yo, if you don't fuck with us, because, you know, I be telling them the truth about them. So he was like, if you don't fuck with us, why you keep coming around? This is like, you know, and I was like, you know what? He was right. He was right on some real shit. He was right about that shit. He was right, because I had to sit down with myself. Why the fuck you keep going over there, bro? I mean, there's some other people that didn't have nothing to do with the shit that's going on, and I show love, and those my dudes. You feel me? But he was right on some real shit. Why the fuck you keep coming around? That was like some real shit. I had to really self-reflect. Like I told y'all, during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? I was bored. But before that, I was coming around periodically. But during the pandemic, that's really when I was like really coming around. You feel me? Like, and I almost reverted back to niggerism, because you know niggas gonna nig. You know, I stole that, but niggas gonna nig, homie. And when you around niggas, you start nigging too. But yeah, man, this shit was a lot of backdoor shit going on, and motherfuckers was trying to use our young, courageous lives to kind of like carry out their shit, man. And shit was fucked up, man. It was fucked up. It was fucked up how all of that shit happened. But yeah, man, that shit hurt, man. That shit hurt that I was discarded like a paper plate. And it's okay. Alhamdulillah. You know, so many people, when I went to prison and I realized like, yo, damn, man, I was played, homie. Then after that, I became Muslim. You know, after that, I became Muslim. And that was like the best thing that ever happened to me. And then I was like, yo, and then I just kept reflecting on all the shit that happened, how I was used, you know, how many other times, you know what I'm saying, Ratatouille try to have us clap other Crip dudes in the set. Like, there's a lot of shit motherfuckers don't even really know about. This is a lot of shit motherfuckers don't even really know about, homie. Those is grind balls, slime balls, man. But at the time, you know, we was just so caught up in trying to get status. We was just so caught up in trying to become OGs. You know how this shit is in the street. You competing. You willing to shoot anybody, stab anybody. You willing to do certain shit just to get the power, just to get to the top and be able to boss the next round of young dudes around. That's really what you competing for. All we was competing for was to get to the top, to be able to bring the new batch of freshmen in and send them out there on dummy missions. That's really what this competition is all about, homie. It's all about getting to the top just to fuck up the lives of these other kids coming in. Shit is crazy. Crazy shit. But, you know, people used to tell me in prison that I was scared, that I was afraid. That's why I became Muslim. And they was like, you gonna go home and turn Crip again? Watch. You're gonna go home and do this again. You're gonna go home and do that again. Listen, I seen Bloods that became Muslim in jail, and then came home and became Blood. I seen Crips who wasn't Crip in jail, and they came home, became Crip again. I seen all type of people do that shit, man. I'm blessed to say I wasn't one of those people. Alhamdulillah, I was not one of those people. I ain't come home do that shit. I'm glad they dropped me. I'm glad. It's the best thing that happened to me. All praises due to God. You know, so, and I tell my story because I'm trying to tell you, man, there's a lot of deceit in all of these fucking gangs. There's a lot of deceits in the streets, a lot of backdoor. You start, even if you're not gang banging, you getting money. You start making a certain amount of money. People start hating. You're not putting them on to the source, to the scheme. People start, like, it's always somebody scheming on you in the hood, man. That's how this shit goes. In the business world, it's the same way. People's always scheming on you in the business world. It ain't that different. Business world is the most ruthless place you can be. But the whole point of this shit, man, is hopefully somebody take heed, homie. You know what I'm saying? I was blackmailed. I was blackballed. People talk crazy about me. You know what I'm saying? Some people probably still got a problem with me because they don't even really know the real story. Or they got this favoritism shit going on. A lot of times in the streets it's favoritism, homie. It's a lot of favoritism in the street. So how can you, one thing I realize is this. How can you really trust crooks, homie? I'm swearing. Can you really trust crooks, homie? Can you really trust crooks? I'm saying, how we trying to uphold crooks, criminals, and people and niggas? How we trying to uphold them to high standards of character, like being loyal, like being trustworthy? Like how we trying to uphold motherfuckers who out here snatching babies out of women's arms and shooting grandmas? How we trying to uphold those dudes to a high standard of character? Think about that shit, homie. I ain't belong in the fucking streets. I really didn't. Cause certain shit I just did not fucking agree with. Certain shit I was just like, nah, homie, I'm not with it. I had standards, bro. But again, it's so easy to lose yourself. Sometimes I used to have to like pause and tell my man. Me and my man was just talking. He called me from jail the other day. And we was just talking. And I was like, yo, bro, sometimes you gotta really chill, bro, and see what the fuck is going on. See, I always have smarts, bro. I was always smart, but I was always willing to do some shit too. See? So sometimes people don't have both. They don't have the smarts and be able to go out there and be courageous and do certain shit. I had both. I could go out there and I was also smart. I could think. But the whole point of this shit, man, is this shit not what you really think it is out there, man. This shit not really what you think it is. And for a long time, again, a lot of people don't really know like the ins and outs of what was going on. But they had all the reason to blackball me and us and do all of this shit and have nobody listen to us because they probably knew we had information that will fuck up a lot of shit. They probably knew that. So they ran out there first, put their story out there first. And because they grew up with them, they was older, they was all clicked up, they all was teenagers together. We wasn't. We was the new dudes on the block. Who the fuck is these dudes? And they told them, oh, these dudes is such and such and them. All right, fuck them. We gonna kill them. My dude, we was putting in work for somebody else's name, homie. And again, everybody has their own circumstance. I know everybody can't go out there and be the lone wolf and fight against everybody. Everybody can't do that. So I'm not telling people to do that, but I'm just telling you to be smart, man. Be smart when you sit here and you think these people are your family. When you sit here and you think they got your well wishes. When you sit here and you think like, I don't know what some people be thinking. This is my role model. Nah, homie. These dudes is just using you till you done. And then they're going to bring in the next batch of freshmen. You know what I'm saying? To send them either to jail or the grave or a life of fucked up circumstances, right? A lot of us have PTSD, homie, from being out there. A lot of us. And again, this is not no pity story. I'm just telling y'all what it is, homie. A lot of us got PTSD from being in the streets. A lot of us got trauma. A lot of us got fucked up records. Hard for us to get housing. Hard for us to get jobs. Hard for us to get certain licenses. Hard for us to just do certain shit, homie, because we was banging. Because motherfuckers gassed us up and used us in our strongest years. From 15 to 25. And what I meant by that in my video is this. The toughest you will ever be and courageous is from 15 to 25. After that, you get a little soft, especially when you go to jail. You get a little soft. You want to walk the straight line. You don't want to go back to jail because you damn sure they're going to smoke your boots in your second bed. You don't want to go back to jail. You're not that courageous no more. You're not doing wild out shit. Some people still are, but for the most part, you're not doing crazy shit at 30 that you was doing at 18 when you ain't give a fuck. And that's the point what I meant. They take your strong years from you. And then you come home washed up. And now you can't even fight against them to build your community up. But shit is fucked up, man. Hopefully y'all take heed, man. Take heed. You don't have to go through your own shit to learn from somebody else's lesson. And that's the lesson in this shit, man. That's the lesson in this shit. Trust the people who really have well wishes for you and are encouraging you to do good and do positive things. And more importantly, listen to your mom, man. I ain't listen to my mother. I really didn't. Some mothers is fucked up, but y'all get what I'm saying. I ain't listen to my mom, and that shit cost me in the end. But y'all stay blessed out there. Y'all be safe. Y'all take heed, man, and share this with somebody who you think you might benefit from. Word. Stay blessed. Peace.